Hello everybody. Normally on Thursdays or Fridays I try to post a little bit of art, put something out there, place something I've seen or an artist that I really love. In this case, we're not really going anywhere, so there's no way to go out and take any pictures of it, and I didn't really want to dig through and find that. And it actually occurred to me, you know, art is doesn't have to be a picture, it doesn't have to be something, you know, visual in nature that way. Art is also something else that I really adore, and that's books, you know, and something that we all need right now. It's like, who doesn't need more book recommendations when you're in quarantine at home? So I thought that maybe I could go ahead and share a few of my favorite authors with you guys, and maybe you'd do the same for me, share some authors with me. We'll start out with this guy, Milan Kundera. He is one of my favorite authors, has been for ages. I don't know when I started reading him, probably when I was 20 maybe. He's a Czech author. He wrote a book that most people probably know, The Unbearable Lightness of Being, or you know the film. But this is one of my favorites, Immortality. I think it kind of fits as well. But all of his books are fantastic. They are a little sad, so be careful with that. They're kind of romanticized and a little sad. And they can be just a touch misogynistic. But forgive him. It's beautifully written misogyny, okay? Probably my favorite living author, Haruki Murakami, Japanese guy. A Wild Sheep Chase, I just pulled this down off the shelf. I have all of his books. I love them. I've read them all several times. Pick one. If you like things a bit surreal, a little bit strange, a bit off the beaten path, like a really normal character that just absolutely absurd things happen to, and you don't mind, you're willing to just follow along with it, it seems so natural and normal, that's your guy. Maybe we're all a little bit in that space right now, in that headspace. Maybe it'd be fun. I think you can get everything on Amazon. Not a problem with all of these books, or Kindles, Nooks, whatever, e-readers and things like that you may have. iBooks, I don't know what else there is. I like the actual things, but getting out and getting that may be a little difficult. This guy right here, just can't go wrong. It's one of my favorite books of all time, one of my favorite authors of all time, Mr. Ernest Hemingway. A Movable Feast, you probably all know, is about his life in Paris. As we all know, Paris is a movable feast, and it comes from that. I don't think that he ever wrote a word wrong, not one, not ever. He was very meticulous about deleting the ones that he didn't like. If you have a chance, I'd start with that one. I'd pick that one up. Or For Whom the Bell Tolls, or The Sun Also Rises. I don't know. Pick one. The Old Man and the Sea. And this is another one of my favorite living authors, Mr. David Eggers. This book is his third book, I believe. His first one is my all-time favorite of his. It's called A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius. And I don't think it could have gotten a better title, because that is exactly what it is. This one is a heartbreaking work, period. It really is, but it's so engrossing and so touching in its story and the storytelling and the masterfully way it's told, and what he did in order to bring it about. It's following Sudanese refugees and how they integrated into society, and their story and what he had to do. It's excellent, and I can't do anything without starting with this, because this is quite literally my favorite book ever written, and I think it's one of the most beautiful things that I've ever read in any language. I want to read just the first paragraph, if I may, and I may, because this is my video. I hope you'll watch it till the end, that's what I should say. But it starts off, "One day, I was already old. In the entrance of a public place, a man came up to me. He introduced himself and said, "I've known you for years. Everyone says you were beautiful when you were young. But I want to tell you, I think you're more beautiful now than then. Rather your face as a young woman. I prefer your face as it is now. Ravaged." That'll get you started. Please share your books, some new ideas, some authors that you love, something that you found. I am always searching for book ideas. I read at home. I sit around and read. I read when I travel. Well, we're not going to be doing much of that for the foreseeable future, I suppose, but who knows? Things are always changing. I hope you're all well, safe, happy. I'll talk to you later.